In this lesson, we are going to look at Egyptian architecture. Let's start off with Egyptian pyramids. I worked it out that a pyramid, the ratios of the Giza pyramids is more or less 2 blocks. Let's create a blue. Is 2 blocks at the base. Then 1.5 blocks up, and then if we divide this in halves, we will get the point, the apex of the pyramid. So let's create a new layer, and I'm gonna pick a sandy color like that. That's roughly the ratios of the Giza pyramids for isometric. These are going to be our rough drawings. Let's call that rough drawings. And let's create a new layer and go to inking brushes. I'm happy with that one. Let's select a dark brown, a very dark brown color like that. Let's go in. Right, so there's different ways of creating pyramids, or different things to consider when creating pyramids. You want to pick an era. So for instance, if the pyramids are very new, they would be smoothed out and plastered. And if you want to create ancient pyramids, they would be rugged and the stones underneath will be visible. So I'm going to go for the in-between, where we have it like this, where there's a cap on the tip of the pyramid that's smooth and plastered, and then we have the rugged stones at the base to create the illusion of decay. I'm not going to try to make it realistic. I'm just going to create the illusion of ruggedness. Nothing's going to be perfect. Let's start at the base and just draw a few of the steps in. Try to keep your lines parallel to the grid. Right, press M on the keyboard to flip it, and then repeat the process. I'm making the lines thinner, thicker, to create a bit of variation in my lines. Right, and then a few vertical lines to demonstrate that these are made of huge bricks. See that I do most of the detailing closer to the center area, and then I fade it out to the sides. So I want the focus to be mostly on this area. Okay, let's flip it over again and repeat. So let's add a bit of decay in here as well. Okay, and then we need to add some debris at the base of the pyramid. So now, instead of trying to draw all of this on the other side, I'm just going to make a copy of this and paste it on the other side. Okay, and let's merge this together and see. Okay, not too symmetrical. Let's erase that rock. Let's erase that rock. And maybe that one and this one. This should remove the symmetry. Let's add a few random rocks here as well. Okay, so let's quickly shade this, create a new layer underneath that, and I'm gonna use the magic wand tool. Where is the magic wand tool? There we go. And then I'm gonna invert the selection. Let's see, select, invert selection, Control-Shift-I. Then I'm going to pick a sandy color like that. And let's fill in the whole pyramid. Pick a lighter color like that, and let's do the highlight side. And then, so I'm swapping between my highlight and shade color. Shade, so I just want to add a bit of shading here and there to our the steps or the terraces here. I'm not going in too much detail. We're just creating the illusion. If you think of games, most of the times we're viewing this kind of asset from maybe this distance. So depending on how close you get to your assets, the more detail you will need to add. The further away you are from your assets, the less detail you will insert into your objects. Right, and then we want to use even lighter color for the strongest highlights, like for instance that edge there, maybe the tip there, and a few highlights underneath the cracks, and then a few strong highlights closer to this edge here. Remember to press M on the keyboard to flip the image horizontally. Right, so this concludes it for pyramids. So you can create all sorts of other pyramids as well using the same technique. You can leave the whole cap off, or you can make the whole pyramid smooth out by following what I've done at the cap. And then if your pyramid is old and broken down, remember to add debris at the base of the pyramid. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. See you in the next one.